Well, hello to all of you from around the world. I want to thank you for joining us for this great edition of Soulivity Today, broadcasting live from our studio right here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. Well, happy Monday. You know me. I'm Brian Wesley Johnson. And whether you're at home, driving, or even at work, we are always glad you're here with us. Of course, we have a phenomenal show for you once again. And I'm joined by my equally phenomenal co-host, Teresa Greco, happiness life coach, and the host of the Steps to Happiness show, which airs every Thursday at 12 noon right here on Soulivity TV. Hello, Teresa. Been missing you, girl.
Oh, good morning. That's so nice of you to say. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. You're part of the fabric here at Soulivity. So, when you or one of our other collaborators aren't here, it's like I'm always kind of sad. Like, um, but we were offline and you were telling me about this event that you went to in Mexico. It was more of a pageant, but it was also a celebration of young women around the world, correct?
Yes, that's right. It was women change makers from
Hmm.
around the world in the sense that they're doing different humanitarian things in their respective countries to help different global issues. And so it was really about determining, who was more beautiful on the inside than it was on the
Mm,
outside. So
wow.
it was different in that respect, right? Because instead of celebrating women for what they look like in a bathing suit, which we didn't
Right,
have,
right.
we didn't have competitions like that. It was trying to determine who had like a very, very kind heart for humanity, who was passionate about the issues that they were working on, and who was nice with just everybody, like their fellow delegates, the organizers when we went out in public. Um, so yeah, it was great.
Wow. And it was down in Cancun,
No,
Mexico?
it was in Guadalajara.
And
In
Wow,
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara. Okay, wow, that's even better. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, it was in
Well, I mean,
it was in the
yeah.
city.
Wow. Wow. And so how many contestants were there?
We ended up only having 12 that could get visas to come to Mexico. So that
Oh
apparently,
man.
yeah, proved to be a big challenge for some of them. They
Okay.
just couldn't get the visas to come in.
Well, I'm glad that you went. I'm glad that you were part of it. And what a wonderful thing that these young ladies are doing. I know you came back sick and you lost your voice, but I'm sure that you were happy
Mhm.
that you attended and was around these fabulous young women who are gonna be change makers in the world.
Yes, yes, and empowering them to continue to do their work when they go back to their countries. Yeah, that was kind of my role.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, I'm glad you're back with us because, I love doing these shows with you because today is our Motivational Monday show where we are bringing you news and information from around the world that will help you get inspired and motivated to start your work week, as well as, come back and watch these shows. I think, Teresa, a lot of times we do these shows so that they're beautifully evergreen, that at any time that
Mhm.
you're feeling as though you need some inspiration or some motivation, you just come back and watch one of these shows and you kind of puts everything into perspective around what's happening in the world. Um, let's get to our first story because I think, Teresa, you're going to really love this. Again, this is another. Well, she's not necessarily young, but she is a powerful woman who is doing a lot of good in the world. And so when you talk about paying it forward in today's times, you must include billionaire philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. Her philanthropic organization, Yield Giving, recently completed an open call process for grant money. It's a grant money giveaway wherein Scott donated double the million she originally earmarked, and in the end, helping 361 charities and nonprofits with grants of $1 to $2 million each. Wow. Let's learn more about two such nonprofits in the Kansas City area that receive grants from this fantastic organization.
Well, billionaire philanthropist and ex-wife of Jeff Bezos, Mackenzie Scott, has donated $3 million to two local charities.
KMBC9's Teresa White is live on the construction site of one of those organizations. Teresa?
Yeah, you're looking at the site of a new apartment complex designed specifically for low-income families trying to get on their feet. Now, this project was funded in part by Mackenzie Scott. Now, as part of a billionaire Mackenzie Scott's donation efforts, her nonprofit Yield Giving, Scott held an open call for nonprofits and charities across the country to receive funding. Two organizations from the metro were chosen: Ameth's Place, which received $2 million, and KC Healthy Kids, receiving $1 million. Both of these nonprofits say this is much needed and it comes at the right time.
Thank you for seeing the unseen. Thank you for opening this up for us smaller nonprofits to be able to go after funding like this. And it really makes such a difference for every single person here in Kansas City.
It really helps us to just set the stage for expanding our efforts that we are already doing, and as well as deepening partnerships that we have within the community and the people that help us make that happen.
Coming up in the 6th, we'll speak with both of these organizations on how the money will be used. Reporting live in Kansas City, Teresa White, KMBC 9 News.
Yield Giving actually received more than 6,000 applications for that funding. A total of 250 charities were then chosen.
Now, Teresa, many of these donations went to human-centered work, which includes things like improving opportunities for disadvantaged youth, aiding those fairly battered by the criminal justice system, connecting victims of trauma and violence with people and groups who can help them, and securing stability for homeless and immigrants. What a wonderful thing that this woman is doing. I mean, she is definitely paying it forward, body, mind, and soul. What do you think about all this?
Yeah, I think it's amazing that she's able to donate that very large sum of money. Some people don't ever make that in a lifetime.
Right. I mean, wow.
Wow.
I think the latest totals is something like she's going to be giving away something like over $16 billion in money to people. And it was part of her commitment when she divorced, it was Jeff Bezos, in their divorce decree. She was like, no, I'm going to give away this money. I can't, I'm not going to hold on to this.
Wow.
It doesn't make any sense for me to do that. So this is incredible.
Wow.
Right.
Brian, I think that I don't know, it's a bit upsetting for me to think that there's some people that have so much wealth, and then there's many of us on the planet that do not, right? There's an unequal balance of wealth distribution on this planet. And I mean, when somebody's in the top tier and they decide to give to those that are not as fortunate, I think that's amazing. And then it makes you wonder why more of them don't, and why we have this unequal balance.
I agree with you. You kind of ask yourself sometimes how much is enough, especially if you're just holding on to it, right? You're not like Mackenzie Scott has all this money, right? But she's just not hoarding it. She's just not saying, well, I'm going to keep these billions and billions, these tens of billions and billions of dollars, and not do any good with it, right? Not even push it out to anywhere. And so it's kind of like that universal law where, money is designed to move, right? That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to circulate and move in the world. And, you gain a lot of money, and a lot of money comes in so you can have it go back out and serve, right? And serve humanity as you have a good life. I mean, you can still have a good life. I mean,
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I love the fact that she immediately said that this is what she was going to do. And my guess is the way that this is set up with yield giving, I think it might be an endowment or something like that, but the money will be able to make money. And so even when she
Mm.
transitions and passes on, this will be part of her legacy, and it will still
Mhm.
be giving out all these grants and all this kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so really,
Mhm.
really happy about that. And I get,
Mhm.
again, it's going to be more and more to come. We'll post in our chat, you know, information about how you can learn more about yield giving. And maybe if you're running a charity or a nonprofit, or you know of someone who's running a charity or a nonprofit, you'll be able to send them the information, and maybe they can apply for one of these grants that can really make a big difference. I mean, $1 million is a lot of money for a nonprofit. What's a lot of money for
Mhm.
all of us, but in general,
Mhm.
but it's really a lot of money for a nonprofit. So yeah, yeah. So we're off to a good start, huh, Teresa?
Yes. Yeah.
Listen, we're going to take a quick break, but we've got even more of Soulivity today coming up for a Motivational Monday. So stay tuned, and we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Do you see me kneeling on this dual roller called Parasetter? It's actually comfortable because of this channel and the softness of the special foam. It feels like my kneecaps are being massaged. When I lie down, my spine is housed in this channel, while the convex rollers massage my muscles. They let go and lengthen. There's a traction effect from my head on the headrest and my mid-back from the rib wrap, which hugs me. When I start the breathing sequence, I feel calm because my cortisol levels are dropping. Lower cortisol means bye-bye constant hunger. Parasetter is 40 inches long and much more comfortable than old-style rollers, but it weighs only 10 ounces. Parasetter, just like Pilates was, is no longer an insider secret. Do yourself a favor. Reset your parasympathetic nervous system. Defeat stress. Lying, sitting, kneeling, or standing. This unique patented roller helps everyone.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible Soulivity team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on Soulivity TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Hey, we're back here with more on Soulivity Today. It's another Motivational Monday show where we are bringing you news and information from around the world that will help get you inspired and motivated to start your work week. And back with me is Teresa Greco, happiness life coach. Teresa, I loved playing chess when I was growing up, though I haven't played it in a long while, I'll be honest around that. Probably some people could kick my behind on the board. Did you play chess, or do you play chess at all?
No, only checkers. The watered down version.
Well, you're going to love this next story, because there's another sheriff in town when it comes to playing this game that dates back over 1,500 years. Here's more on this amazing young man that we're going to talk about later from First Post.
Our next story is about Ashwath Kaushik. He was born in India. Around the age of 1, his family moved to Singapore. At the age of 4, Kaushik's parents introduced him to chess. Within a year, he was beating family members at chess, and now at the age of 8, Kaushik has made history. He has become the youngest chess player to beat a grandmaster. 8-year-old Kaushik beat a 37-year-old Polish grandmaster. What's more, Kaushik broke this age record that was set only days before, when a Serbian 8-year-old beat a 59-year-old Bulgarian grandmaster, proving once again the future has arrived as competitive chess is seeing a surge in prodigies. Here's a report.
Watch out, there is another chess prodigy on the scene. We are talking about Indian origin Singaporean Ashwath Kaushik. At the age of 8 years, 6 months and 11 days, Kaushik has made history. He has become the youngest player ever to beat a chess grandmaster in a classical tournament game. This is no mean feat, because a grandmaster is the highest title awarded in chess, apart from that of a world champion. So this is a big victory for an 8-year-old. But who is Ashwath Kaushik? He was born in India. His family moved to Singapore when he was just a year old. At the age of 4, he started playing chess, and within a few months, he was beating family members at the game. Now, at the age of 8, Kaushik competed at the Bergdorfer Stadthaus Open in Switzerland, where he beat the 37-year-old Polish grandmaster Jacek Stoper. Kaushik finished 12th in the tournament, but this is only the beginning. Kaushik's win is worth celebrating, more so because it goes beyond him. He is part of an emerging crop of youngsters in the world of competitive chess. The sport is witnessing a surge in child prodigies, who are achieving extraordinary results. Here's an example. Kaushik broke a record that was set just last month, when Leonid Ivanovic from Serbia beat 59-year-old Bulgarian grandmaster Milko Popchev. Now, you want to know how old Ivanovic was when he did this? Not even 9. The chess world now belongs to child prodigies. But it's not just chess. Meet Luke Littler, 16-year-old darts prodigy. Or 9-year-old skateboarder Marcel Paris Allegado. Then there is the 13-year-old gamer Willis Gibson, who became the first to beat the unbeatable Tetris last month. But no sport is swamped with precocious children like chess, many of whom come from India. Like D. Gukesh, Arjun Erigesi, and Nihal Sarin. And who can forget 18-year-old R. Pragnanantha, India's rising chess star. He continues to script history and beat records. Just last month, Pragnanantha became the #1 ranked Indian player for the first time in his career. He defeated the reigning world champion Ding Liren in the Netherlands. Now, Kaushik has joined the club. Reflecting on his triumph, he said, "I felt proud of my game and how I played, especially since I was worse at one point, but managed to come back from that." That poised remark speaks volumes and shows the level-headed maturity of an 8-year-old. Kaushik is another bright star to have now entered the world of chess. The future has arrived, and we are here for it.
We are here for it. I love it. Now, Kaushik's parents aren't pushing him. They are merely allowing the time and the space for him to pursue chess as far as he wishes. Now, in this report, he says he wants to gain an even higher rating for chess play and then become a grand master. And so I know he's going to make it. Such a great story, right, Teresa?
I know. I can't believe it. At just 8 years old, he managed to surpass someone that was 37, I think they said.
Yeah, he's a grand master. I mean, woo!
I know. All that experience and everything. How do they have it? And they're only 8 years old.
You got me. I think it's just a blessing. He started playing. I think that they said that he has a high intelligence and he has a photographic memory. And so as he's playing, he's remembering and he's just soaking up all this information like a sponge, and he's just getting better and better and better. And so
Wow.
I think the rating that Kaushik wants to get to is a 2000. Right now, he's at like almost 1900. So he's almost there in terms of his rating of play. So I'd say he might make that before the end of the year or two and move on up where he's playing that level of play. Some quick facts. you know, in the report, it talked about there was a lot of players from India that are part of like up and coming prodigies in terms of chess. Well, I didn't know that chess actually originated in India over 1,500 years ago. I thought it was someplace else, but yeah, it was another game first, and then it became that later on with what we know today as the modern gameplay of chess. So did you know that? You probably didn't know that, right?
No, I would have thought it was English. I would have
Yeah,
thought.
I thought, yeah, me too. And it originated in England, in India. Yeah, it originated in India. I was like looking at, I was like just, you know, doing my homework, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. So it makes sense that a lot of the up and coming players, and again, who are child prodigies, are all from, a lot of them are from India. I mean, a lot of them are from England and Europe as well. But there's a lot of great, phenomenal players that are from that region. I mean, I'd say I was okay. You know, it was fun. It was fun. We used to play it. I mean, really in high school, we used to play it during lunchtime, and we play chess or other card games, that kind of thing, just to keep us occupied. But you know, I wouldn't say that I was ever at a level of play like that. I mean, he probably whipped my tail in about 2 or 3 minutes. You know, and I'd go, you know, have my tail between my legs, going back. You know, to study up more on how to play this game, you know. But just, you know, just once again, one of these things where here's something that this young man has a knack for. His parents completely supported him in you know, going as far as he wants to go. In other reports about this young man, it's not like he doesn't go outside and play and all. He still does all that too. So they're allowing him just to be a kid as he's pursuing this dream of becoming a grandmaster. So I just thought that was a really heartwarming story, and something to keep us all motivated, right? That you're never too old to chase after a dream, or never too young to chase after a dream, right? And so, yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, I can see you smiling from here, Teresa. You're like, oh yeah, I'm motivated now. I'm motivated for my week.
You're so funny, Brian.
Hey, that's what I do. Anyway, listen, everybody, we're going to take another quick break. But when we come back, we'll have more of Soulivity Today, including a story that's basically taking something that's been already a myth around women and cars, and turning it on its head in a really special way. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Hi there, this is Brian with Soulivity.com. I want to share some exciting news about our new Aspire Academy by Soulivity. Now, you probably want to know what the Aspire Academy by Soulivity is. Well, it exclusively connects you with people around the globe and who share the intense desire to improve themselves and create a better life for themselves today. There's classes, there's workshops, there's live events, and even more exclusively just for you. You see, I wanted you to have a safe space where you could grow, you can learn, and it would empower you in all aspects of your life, including your mind, your body, and your soul. So how do you get started? Well, it is so easy. First of all, the best part, joining Aspire Academy is absolutely free. Just click on the Join Now button, sign up, and begin your journey. As a special part of this invitation to you, there are some free courses that are available for you to try from our amazing roster of coaches and collaborators. It's our way of saying thank you for all of your support and being with us along our journey of expansion. I hope you enjoyed the Aspire Academy by Soulivity today. Start the process. Learn more about your passion, your purpose, and how to live a higher quality life. Learn more about Aspire by visiting aspire.soulivity.com. Hey, we're back with more here on Soulivity today for another Motivational Monday show where we are bringing you news and information from around the world that will help keep you inspired and motivated to start your work week. Back with me is Teresa Greco, who is a happiness life coach and just all around fantastic lady. Well, I'm so glad you're here. You know, Teresa, you know, you'll probably laugh at this. Do you know anything about like cars, like, you know, like fixing cars or, you know, that kind of
No,
thing?
nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not a
yeah,
passion.
yeah.
It's not a passion activity for me. Like the chess one. Fixing cars is also not a passion one for me.
Well, you know, there's a lot of men who are mannish around this, and they just automatically think that women don't know anything about cars, right? I mean, you know, when women go to a car dealership and that kind of thing, and the men are mansplaining stuff, they don't even ask questions, right? And so it's a really bad thing, I think, you know. At least ask a question. Hey, do you know about this before you assume? Because for those that don't assume, I mean, those that do assume and they visit Upper Darby, Pennsylvania, and Patrice Banks, they may be in for a surprise because she is breaking that myth every single day. Here's more from this fantastic story about her and her auto clinic from PBS News.
Now to our NewsHour share, something that caught our eye that may be of interest to you too. Patrice Banks used to feel uncomfortable in auto shops. Now she owns one and is on a mission to empower other women in the automotive industry. The NewsHour's Julia Griffin has this profile.
Outside Philadelphia, on a typical suburban street corner, sits an auto repair shop that, at first glance, looks like any other. Until you notice the employees, the decor, and those red heels.
So I have to ask, do you always wear the red heels?
Only for you, Julia, only for you, only for PBS.
Patrice Banks is the owner of Girls Auto Clinic, a garage that caters to the automotive industry's #1 customer, women.
I created Girls Auto Clinic to educate and empower women through their cars. And so what that means is we offer automotive buying and repair, resources, services, and products to women.
The business was a long time coming for a woman who was once a car care novice.
I called myself an auto airhead, and I hated all of my automotive experiences, right? I did put a post on Facebook, my car needs an oil change, but I'm gonna go get a mani-pedi instead, and I did. The guys were like, this is why women shouldn't drive, right? You're gonna be stuck on the side of the road with a blown engine. And my girlfriends were like, at least she'll look cute when she's thumbing it for a ride.
But outside of cars, Banks was no airhead. The first in her family to go to college, she was making 6 figures as a materials engineer at DuPont when a new calling beckoned.
I knew there was millions of women out there that were auto airheads or felt taken advantage of or mistreated by the industry and needed help.
At age 32, Banks enrolled in an automotive technology course at a local community college and was the only woman in her class. She also started hosting weekend car care workshops for women, an event that still sells out today. And eventually, she quit her job to apprentice at male-dominated garages.
It was rough. This dirty garage with a bunch of men that don't care, cursing, screaming, yelling at me. But again, I kept telling myself, like, Patrice, you're on a mission here, right? This is just growth, you're learning. You're not here for these people, right? You're here for women and you're here to learn.
Finally, in January, Banks officially opened Girls Auto Clinic and made those red heels her signature logo. And in an industry where only 2% of mechanics are female, all of Banks's employees are women.
Our customers are excited to bring their children in to see us working on cars. This is the future, right? We want you to see that, yes, women can do these things.
But Banks also wants to shift the entire repair shop experience beyond just vehicles with her Clutch Beauty Salon just next door.
I thought, okay, have this place here where women are gonna say, yes, I gotta get my car oil changed, right? I'm gonna go get my nails done. So to be able to kill two birds with one stone, this is the cherry on top.
And if starting a business wasn't enough, Banks has released the Girls Auto Clinic Glove Box Guide.
You're not supposed to put it on the bookshelf. It's not a cover-to-cover read. I want people to be able to use it, to find it helpful.
In the end, Banks says she just wants to give women a leg or a heel up in the automotive field.
We're working in it not just as mechanics, but as salesmen, women selling cars to women, women engineers, women designers. I'm hoping Girls Auto Clinic can create this type of movement for the industry.
Banks plans to expand that movement by franchising Girls Auto Clinic in other cities. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Julia Griffin in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania.
Such a great idea. Let's hope it expands all over the country.
I know, Teresa, you're ready to go there for your auto service, aren't you?
Yeah, because you always feel like you're being swindled at the other ones.
Right.
Because,
Yeah.
there are stereotypes and maybe not so much stereotypes, right? And, but, how many men are all that knowledgeable on all the ins and outs of your
You'd be
vehicle?
surprised. You'd be
Right?
surprised at how many they don't know, and they try to act like they know, and they don't. I was fortunate. I had a father that actually, who learned from his father how to do, really basic maintenance from, oil changes and fluid changes, and even, changing brakes and other things. I mean, because they didn't have the money. They didn't have the money to go to a mechanic and have a mechanic work on their car, that kind of, so they had to learn themselves how to do stuff. But a lot of men don't know, they don't know about all this stuff. They don't know deep down. And so just really happy that she did this, right? I mean, she saw a need. She seemed so happy doing this work, and that kind of thing. And, her clients get access to free Wi-Fi, snacks, and beverages, and hundreds of books too in her shop. And they just show that, the beauty salon, the Clutch Beauty Clinic, is also available while they wait, so they can get mani-pedis and all that kind of stuff, as well as they're told about the state of their vehicle when the work is finished. Right. So they go through the whole thing and they say, okay, this is where your car is right now. Here's some of the things that maybe you want to look at in the future. We'll take care of that. We'll let you know when it's ready to do that kind of thing. So that women can be more educated and informed, right, about their cars and what they're supposed to do and what needs to be done, and the cost, like what's going to be the cost around it. So really fantastic work. Really fantastic work. I'm really happy about that.
Love it.
Really happy about that. Exactly. Listen, we got another fantastic story coming up. So we're going to take this short break, but we'll be back with more of this last story that's really gone unnoticed with all the stuff that's happening in the world. And so I'm really happy that we're able to bring this forward again so that all of you can kind of learn about it. And it's coming from London. So we'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness? Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together, we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on Soulivity TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
6 years ago when I started Soulivity, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit Soulivity.com now.
Well, hello there. We're back with more here on Soulivity Today. It's another Motivational Monday show where we are bringing you news and information from around the world that will help you get inspired and motivated to get your week started with some happiness and some joy and that kind of thing. So back with me is Teresa Greco, happiness life coach, as we talk about all these wonderful things. Teresa, as I was saying before we went to break, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world. I mean, some is good, some is bad. I mean, from the diagnoses of King Charles and Princess Kate, their cancer diagnoses, to the war in Ukraine. We got the craziness of the presidential election that's happening right now and all that stuff here in the United States. But I think a lot of times we miss out on the other stuff that's happening, right? And you're going to love this. Something miraculous occurred in the London food scene this past month. One chef's passion and purpose to cook from her heart and give her customers a unique culinary experience has landed her recognition of being amongst the best of the best chefs in the world. Here's more from journalist Rags Martel on YouTube.
Et voila. This has never happened before. The first black woman to get a Michelin star in the UK.
How does it feel? Michelin star jacket.
Ooh, still, yeah, surreal.
Receiving one Michelin star.
This was the moment everything changed for Adejoke Bakare, winning a coveted star in a field that's almost exclusively male.
A Michelin starred restaurant chef.
Yeah, pinch me. Still hasn't sunk in yet.
You're the first black woman in the UK to get a Michelin star.
Yeah. In this day and age, we shouldn't be saying that, because there's so many wonderful female chefs, and I think it has been that age-old thing where men have been the chefs. And I hope that culture is now slowly changing. And even more crazy is the fact that we just opened less than 5 months ago.
Ready positions, everybody, London.
We meet outside her restaurant, Chisharoo, just off Oxford Street. Its name, a West African word for the silence that descends on the table when food arrives.
And it's an open plan kitchen, which I've always wanted.
Even more remarkable is that she's self-taught after years of cooking at home.
I mean, you're a Michelin starred chef now, but you didn't have a proper training, as it were.
No. I think in one aspect it's a positive, because all those laws, all those things that this is how it's meant to be, I don't work within those restrictions. The food is West African, but without borders, all inspired from the region she grew up. And I started collecting cookbooks when I was 11. So I'd always wanted to cook in one form or the other. Her big break came just 5 years ago, winning an amateur cooking competition in Brixton.
But she originally came to the UK to study science at university.
You came to London to study microbiology.
Yeah.
What happened?
Life.
You got 1 Michelin star?
Yeah.
What's the aim now? 2?
I want to let this, first of all, sink in.
But with a Michelin star comes the sweet taste of success. Staff told us bookings at Chisharoo have now gone through the roof. Rags Martel, ITV News.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
cool
that's
is
a
that?
great story. That's a great story.
Now, she hopes to inspire a new generation of chefs from minority ethnic backgrounds. And importantly, she says representation matters. So it's nice to think that my star might encourage other Black female chefs in the UK. The industry is changing gradually, but it's not just about employers. It's the landlords and critics and investors who need to broaden their horizons beyond the most familiar cuisines. So true. So congratulations to her. And again, another glass ceiling broken.
Yes,
right?
yes. I love that. That's like that's a common thread in your stories today, right? With the young boy breaking it and the girls breaking through industries that are primarily male dominated. So really good there, Brian.
You called me out. You got it. It's all about breaking ceilings today. You know, I was actually a little surprised that it took till 2024 for a Black woman in the UK to get a Michelin star. That's what I was like, wait a minute, no Black woman is at a Michelin star in London? Like all the restaurants that are there and all the things, that scene. And so the next time that we're in London, I'm definitely gonna go there and try the food if we can get in, you know, because I'm sure it's like super packed now. But the food looks so tasty. Oh my God. West African with all these different cultural influences. She said that she uses things like from Brazilian ingredients, Spanish Spanish influences mixed in. Can you imagine the flavors that's all there with, you know, fish and other dishes, you know, that are there in terms of the mains. I know that's good. I know it's going to be good.
Yeah, I think the other cool thing is she said she knew at like 11, right? That she had a passion for cooking. So as children, I just feel like, you know, even with the chess story, right? As children, we're born with various passions, and then as we get older, the world goes and tells us, you know, I'm doing a TEDx talk next week, and it's on self-love and happiness, and these are some of the things that I talk about in there, that we're born with particular desires and things that we're meant to accomplish, but then it's like the world gets its claws into us and tells us about, you know, who we're going to be and what we're going to be able to achieve and who we can become, what's possible for us. And what's possible for us is the dream that we're born with. That's what's possible for us.
That's
But the
so
world tells us
true.
it's not.
Yeah, you know, and I think that again is the cruelty, right? That's there where you know, somebody just craps on your dream, and then you just stop before you even start, you know. And so again, that's why we're doing this, right? I mean, that's why we're bringing forth this kind of information. Yes, does it feel good? Of course, yes, it feels good. And there's truth in the stories as well, where the you know, Patrice, who was the auto clinic founder, she was already successful. I mean, she was a successful engineer, but her heart was driving her to something else that she wanted to do and wanted to give. and give women specifically. So she started this clinic, and now it's a big success and probably will grow, you know, in and around her area. So, you know, go live your lives with some passion and purpose. Just go do it, you know, and you undoubtedly will not regret it in the end, because it's going to lead you, at least lead you to a place where, like you say in your own coaching, Teresa, around having a truly happy life, a joyful life, right? Yeah. So listen, we're going to take another quick break, but we'll be back with more of Soulivity today in just a second.
Would you like to be one of the first people to experience mental freedom? Mental freedom is a coaching practice with 6 core principles: improving hope, self-efficacy, optimism, resilience, and general well-being. Mental freedom only takes 6 sessions. It is designed to give you the tools you need to help yourself. It can help with any situation: relationship problems, past trauma, career decisions, parenting challenges, addiction, and mental health concerns. Incorporating the mental freedom framework into your life will deliver an approach to master any situation and a pathway toward achieving inner peace. Mental freedom provides the information and tools that you need to grow and be bigger than anything that ever happens to you. So if you're looking for one-on-one or a group coaching program that will allow you to address any situation that comes up in your life with practical tools to give you more peace and joy, then join the Mental Freedom Program in Soulivity's Aspire Academy. There are very limited spots available, so don't delay. I hope to see you there.
Hey, we're back here with more from Soulivity Today. Let's get to some plugs here, some Soulivity plugs really quickly. We were just talking about on this last commercial about something that you've been offering for a while now, Teresa, that I think that is so powerful and so important for people who, especially people who are trying to, like we were talking about, trying to get into a place where they're living from their passion and purpose. And you offer this mental freedom program that really can open the doors and give people tools that they can use from that point forward. Can you tell people a little bit more about this?
Yes, we're not taught or given the tools we need to handle life's challenges. Right? They happen and we don't know how to process them. We don't know how to work through. We don't know how to heal from the different things that happen on a day-to-day basis, whether it's stuff that happened in the past or stuff that's happening now. And when we don't deal with those things, it then impacts our future and the life that we're working towards. And so mental freedom is exactly that. It's a program that just 6 weeks will give you the tools you need to work through the things that are robbing you of your mental freedom. So instead of dwelling on the things that are upsetting to you, that, you know, whether it's trauma that you're carrying from the past or as I said, just day-to-day things that are happening both personally and professionally, mental freedom will give you the tools, and they're very simple, but yet so adept in being able to address the full gamut of things that we could be working through. So I really invite people to take a look at mental freedom, because if you are dealing with things that you just can't seem to get past and overcome, then this could be the program for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can learn more about and even sign up for 6 weeks to mental freedom with Teresa Greco at soulivity.com/Teresa Mental Freedom. That's all one word. soulivity.com/TeresaMentalFreedom.com. Teresa, oh man, I always hate because we're running out of time. These things always go so quick with you.
Yes,
Did you have a good time?
it
What
does.
did you think? You loved this show, didn't you? Really liked the show.
Yeah, I love it. I love it because of that like underlying theme there of us
Yeah.
being able to break those glass ceilings where anything is possible. I love shows like that. So thank you for that. That's a new one for us.
All right. I love it. I love it. Well, we're going to continue on doing this stuff. Speaking of people that broke some ceilings, D'Angelo did this fantastic interview in soulivity.com. We've been talking about it for a few weeks now. You remember the Go-Go's? Remember the musical group, the Go-Go's? Yeah. He did an interview with Belinda Carlisle, who was the lead singer in that group. And, went into in depth about the Go-Go's themselves, but also like things that she's doing now, because she's a clothes designer, but she's also a human rights activist. And so it's a really great interview. Go check it out at soulivity.com. Today, there's some other fantastic articles that are there, including we're going to be starting our Health Equity Forum series, Bridging the Gap, Health Equity for All. So you can be looking for that. So check that space as well. So when we start those, you'll be in the know. Teresa, thanks for being here. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate
Absolutely.
you as well. Thank you.
Oh, listen, want to thank all of you for being here for this edition of Soulivity Today. This is how we do it every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern on Soulivity TV, or you can watch or listen to us on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. Listen, until next time, keep working that passion and purpose, everybody, because if you do, sooner, not later, you're going to create that best life of high quality living today. Bye for now. We'll see you next time.
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly prohibited unless Affinity Global LLC has explicitly